So good morning, one and all. I'm Runa Shajib, Head Department of English, Satish Pradhan Sadhana College. I welcome you all to the webinar on career opportunities for commerce students. As you know, career is a term that is referred to the professional path that a candidate decides to take upon to earn a livelihood. This is in fact a vague definition for a career, and more importantly, the concept of people choosing a career to earn a livelihood has also become almost redundant. The millennials nowadays are risk takers and choose a career according to their passion, irrespective of whether the career is stable or not. And there is also something called as an odyssey stage, where people who have just completed their degrees want to postpone their prospects of working. And people nowadays are in a pursuit of knowledge more than the pursuit of money. From a bachelor's degree to a master's degree to a PhD, nothing seems to be enough for the growing population of millennials. And making the right career choice is therefore even more challenging. So it is our privilege to have CA Rani Pradeep Kumar talk to us about making the right choices in the field of commerce. Now, I request CA Jayant Pitre, the Head Department of Accountancy, to introduce our resource person. Over to you, Professor Pitre.
Thank you, Runa. I'll pass on the duty of admitting the students to you now.
Yeah, I'll do that.
And, good morning to all the students and the faculty. I'm happy to introduce you a very enterprising person from my own profession, Chartered Accountant Rani Pradeep Kumar, who is our resource person today. Rani Pradeep Kumar is a postgraduate in commerce and a practicing chartered accountant. I am happy to tell you that she has spent her formative years in Mumbai, and after honing her skill as a CA in Mumbai, post-marriage she migrated to Kerala. She has started her own practice in Trichur in Kerala, and later to widen her geographical reach, she has also opened a branch at Bangalore in Karnataka. Every week she shuttles between these two offices, managing her assignments in both these places. She has nearly 2 decades of experience in auditing and direct taxes. She handles diverse assignments ranging from tax advisory services, project financing, business entity registrations, compliance services, valuations, risk management and credit appraisals, and a wide range of audits from forensic audits, statutory audits to vendor due diligence for our clients spread across the globe. Like a true professional, she believes in continuous education and has been constantly upgrading herself, enhancing her skill set through special certificate courses such as Information System Audit, which focuses on audit in computerized environment, Insurance and Risk Management, which focuses on the insurance sector, and Forensic Accounting and Fraud Detection, which focuses on economic offenses. And in spite of all her busy schedule, professional obligations and family responsibilities, she has prioritized and therefore finds time for helping those in need. She volunteers in providing palliative care for cancer patients and provides support in running women's home for the old and the destitute. We at Sadhana College are distinctly fortunate to have such illustrious personality among us to tell you about the various career options that you as commerce students have, and I'm sure all the students will gain from her sharing of her views. Without further ado, please join me in welcoming CA Rani Pradeep Kumar. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sadhana, for giving me the opportunity to present whatever knowledge or experience which I have gained throughout my profession. Thank you. I'll start the screen sharing.
Yeah, and also you switch on the camera, right?
Yeah. It's done? Up?
Yeah. Now share the whole screen. Yeah.
Yeah. Fine, na?
Yeah. Thank you.
So students, I'll be briefing you first with the professional opportunities at a glance, in the sense, after commerce or while pursuing commerce degree, when you are in first year BCom, when you are in second year BCom, what all things you can plan and start off so that you can take your career ahead. So for that, there are two opportunities which I would differentiate it. First is going for the professional courses, which is the chartered accountancy course or the cost accountancy course, or you take the company secretarial course, or otherwise the MBA degree. These will be the professional opportunities which are available to you. But other than professional opportunities, there are also way big opportunities which are there. Like you can go for a software training wherein you can go for the QuickBook accounting, Peachtree accounting, Tally, and learn the basic software skills so that you can work as a junior as well as a senior accountant in different multinational companies. Likewise, there are some simple courses like going for basic taxation courses wherein you can work as a practitioner, be accustomed with whatever the new changes in laws happen with respect to direct as well as indirect taxation, so that you can provide consultancy services over there. Other than that, you can go for a post-graduation course. That is, after BCom, you can pursue MCom, and along with MCom, you can go for a NET. Post graduation, you can go for NET or B.Ed, and then can opt for teaching line. If you have a passion for teaching, if you understand the subject thoroughly, you can pursue a line in teaching. Then there are some small courses which are say of 6 months to 1 year down the lane, wherein you can go for certification in investment banking, in portfolio management. That kind of degrees, certificate courses actually help you in understanding how the certificates, the knowledge which you gain from the certification courses will help you to act as an advisor for different banks as well as financial institutions. Then other than that, you can always have the option of writing the probation officers exams, so that you can work in different public sector banks as well as private banks. These are small time courses which doesn't take much of time, and actually you can scale up your career, because with the advantage of having an accounting background, these kind of banking jobs will automatically help you to scale up from being a small time clerk to automatically the manager of the bank. So you can take advantage of that kind of courses also. With that summarization, I'll like Runa to move to the next slide, which is with respect to the course of chartered accountancy. When you hear the word of chartered accountant, automatically there is some kind of a feeling it gives an awe to the profession that you are in. With the course of chartered accountancy, which has been designed, the duration would be minimum between 3 to 4 years. That is an average time duration by which a person can clear the chartered accountancy course. But the kind of hype which has been created, the kind of negative hype, I would say, that it's a very difficult course, the passing percentage is very less, it's a time consuming one. These are all actually a little bit of negative factors, I would say. We should not undermine or make you feel that you will not be able to do it. It is never an impossible thing. Only thing which the course requires is to have a meticulous planning. If you have a good plan ahead of you, if you can have a meticulous method of studying, then automatically this course is something which will offer you multiple opportunities which you cannot imagine in your life. Usually this course you can start off with, you appear for post 12th, you can appear for the entrance examination, which is called as the CPT. In that entrance examination, which is conducted twice a year, you can post 12th, you can offer that thing within 5 to 6 months, you can complete the entire duration of the studies and then go for the examination. In that examination, you have to score minimum 50% passing. Post that, you can go for the intermediate level. This is for people who are undergraduates, or for people who have who are graduates but have scored less than 55 or less than 60 if it is not a commerce stream. Then only they need to go for the entrance exam. But suppose if you are a commerce graduate with more than just 55%, or suppose if you're in other streams with then your percentage is more than 60, then you can always opt for the direct entry scheme, wherein you need not appear for the entrance examination. When you opt for the direct entry scheme, only thing is that you, with the direct entry scheme, you're supposed to start your articleship. This articleship is actually a training ground. It is the place from where you learn the basics of what you're supposed to do when you're qualified. It is not only helps you to understand the way the methodology of the works that we undertake, beyond that it gives you a subject enrichment. Whatever subjects that are given in the curriculum, a practical approach is what is being trained during the articleship period. For a chartered accountancy course, the articleship period is 36 months. In this 36 months, you are given options to take leave during the examination period. But this 36 months is what actually makes you decide as to whether you want to go for a practice, whether you want to go opt for a professional employment somewhere. That decision you have to do during these 36 months of period, because you gain knowledge over there during this period, and then you are able to decide on the kind of things that you would like to make in your career advancement. After this articleship period, in between that, you're supposed to write your intermediate exams as well as your final exams. This intermediate exams consists of 2 groups of 4 papers each. Likewise, the final also consists of 2 groups of 4 papers each. Now, with the new curriculum for the final, there is in the 4 papers, there is one elective paper also. So it's like an open book exam. So you can choose the subject which you want to, and then you can appear for the exam. The passing percentage for each of these exams is like 50%. So that is what makes this course more challenging. The sense you should be thorough with what you are. It is not just like that you feel that, okay, if I have basic knowledge, I'll be able to do that. No, it is like, suppose if a doctor says that, okay, I have basic knowledge, now I'm ready for an operation table. That's a nice alat, na? Exactly like that. If you say that you are a chartered accountant, you should have a basic understanding of each and every subject. You cannot just have a superficial knowledge. You should be thorough in that so that you can guide somebody, whether it is with respect to finance, whether it's respect to accounting thing, or whether it's respect to investments or taxation, whatever angle you think. So that is how the course has been designed. In between all this course, there's some small 15 days, 20 days courses like orientation, technical information technology training and all that, which actually helps you to gain more knowledge and how to be relevant in the current scenario where systems and computers are very much in need. We cannot do any work with respect to whether return filing or with respect to even advisory services. You are supposed to have a good knowledge of the systems and software things. So that is what is also added to the curriculum. So this is how the course has been designed. Take it up as a challenge, I would say. Never think that how will I, a person who has just scored 55 or just scored 60, how can I think about a meticulous planning, or how can I design my life in such a way that I should be concentrating at least 5 or 6 hours daily for studies. Trust me, this 5 or 6 hours of daily contribution, what you're going to do for the first 3 or 4 years is what is going to decide how you're going to lead your life. The kind of independence which this profession gives you, the kind of respect, even leave with the monetary angle, but even the respect and the knowledge which you have is quite vast enough for you to be very happy in your life. So please pursue this course. That is what I would say, being a chartered accountant. Other than this professional degree, then we have something called as the cost accountancy. Runa, can we move to the next slide?
Yeah, that's done.
Yeah. So when we speak about cost accountancy, it's very much similar to what a chartered accountant does. But the main function of a cost accountant is with respect to the costing part of a thing. So if you have a passion for working in a manufacturing industry or an infrastructure industry where you would like to know how the pricing of a product is done, how to make derive at the costing part of a product, how to decide which will be a deciding factor based on which the value of the product has to be placed in the market. So these kind of basic, if you have a passion for that kind of industry, then with the chartered accountancy, you can also pursue the cost accountancy, or otherwise you can independently do the cost accountancy course. The cost accountancy course demands that you have a very good inclination towards understanding the cost part of a product, or the finance part of a product, or the management of the financial aspect of a product placing or a service placing, whatever is that. So then this consists of also the same thing, that you have a CMA foundation, which is the entrance exam. There are people who find CMA foundation a bit challenging. So what the Cost Accountancy Institute has done is they have come up with a small additional course called as Certified Accounting Technician, which is a bit of a lengthier duration than the foundation course, but it's a full-fledged certificate course wherein other than the basic foundation materials or the guidance which is you're supposed to require, they are also providing orientation program. So it's a separate course in itself, but if you have cleared that instead of the entrance, then still you can pursue the cost accountancy course. So you can go for the cost accountancy course, and with that you have the other than the foundation and the certified accountancy, you can go for the intermediate and then the final, which is almost similar to what the chartered accountancy course is with respect to the law, with respect to the accounts portion, with respect to ITT, you say, with respect to strategic management or financial capital markets. These kind of all subjects are almost covered in the cost accountancy portion also. Here, one more challenging thing is that about the articleship period. Like in chartered accountancy, you have 36 months of minimum articleship period. Here that is reduced to 15 months. So once you have completed your intermediate and you want to pursue for the final, you're going for the appearing for the final. In between that, you can complete the 15 months of articleship with a cost accountant or with a chartered accountant firm which is into management and advisory services for the costing and the financial aspects of a industry. So you can get a training over there also. Even you can opt for government institutions which provide training to cost accountants in the field, like you have HPCL, BPCL, petrol companies and infrastructure companies. There also you can join as an apprenticeship and complete the 15 months of training. The cost accountant post this articleship of the practical training period, you can appear for the final exams and you can pursue with the final course and all the post qualification things, which there is also one training that is computer training, which is also provided by the cost accountancy this institute. So understand that this chartered accountant, this cost accountant, these are all governed by an institute and an act. So all these professional bodies, usually they will have a chapters which with district level or with state level, there are different chapters wherein you are supposed to go and register yourself. These chapter houses will guide you onto the examination part also, and they also provide you different kind of tuitions or training institutions are also provided by these chapter houses. Next, we can go for the third professional course, which is the company secretary. Just like chartered accountancy, just like cost accountancy, this is also governed by a premium institute called as the Institute of Company Secretary of India. Here, the curriculum is more into law, that is the legal. If you have an affiliation for legal matters, if you find that you have a very strong liking for company law or otherwise negotiable instruments or any kind of law wherein you find the law as to be an easy thing for you to absorb, then it is very good option for you to go for the choice of company secretary. During the company secretary course also, the program has been designed in such a way that there is something called as an entrance, which is called as a foundation program, which is also is the foundation exam is also conducted twice a year, which any graduate or a postgraduate can directly go for an intermediate course instead of the foundation course. Foundation course is only for the undergraduates. Once you appear for the intermediate course, which is called as the executive program, therein also there are 2 groups of 4 papers each. Each paper you have to qualify, and then post intermediate you can go for the final, which is called as the executive, the knowledge professional program. In the professional program also, the course has been designed with 2 groups of 4 papers each. And in between all these things, there is something called as long-term practical training. The articleship period of chartered accountancy was 36 months. For cost accounting was 15 months. Likewise, here it is called as the long-term practical training, which is of 21 months period. That is which after your executive program, you can go for the articleship period. You can work under a company secretary. Some company secretarial firms wherein they will guide you on the practical aspects of how they manage the return filing, how they manage the audits, how they manage the secretarial work with respect to compliance. Mainly it's related to compliance work. Even the treasury and forex related management and all that functions are governed by this course. So this company secretary course is also another professional degree, which if you feel you have a liking towards legal matters, a liking towards more into company law matters, then automatically you should be choosing this kind of a course. All these 3 courses gives you a very, I would say, diaspora of opportunities. You cannot name 1 or 2. It will be immense opportunities which is available for all the 3 courses. Apart from all the three courses, then there is something called as MBA. It is another challenging aspect, wherein a person who feels that if I want to be a boss of a chartered accountant, if I want to be a boss of a company secretary, then what role should I be playing in? Then I would say that that is the person who is an MBA. But then any person doing MBA from any different college which does not value, which does not give you much of a value addition, we should not be opting for such kind of colleges. Always better, if you have a plan to do MBA, start pursuing the entrance exam, the CAT, which has been designed in such a way that your aptitude test, which is comprising of general knowledge about all the scenarios, wherein you will be able to cope up and understand as to where you stand when you write the entrance exam. Once you have placed your entrance exam and you have, say, like 99.9 percentile and all, then you go for top 100 B schools. Going for any college or any institute which provides MBA degree, what happens is that they charge you premiumly, they might guide you, but the value which they give you with respect to the placements, or maybe with respect to the projects which are undertaken by the college, or with respect to the faculties which are training you, these all decides as to how valuable the course will be. So it's always advisable to go for the top 100 B schools. For that, you have to plan when you are doing your BCom. It should not be that post BCom you think, okay, now let me think about the entrance, because then another 1 year will be wasted. So when you're in second year BCom or when you're in first year BCom, start planning for the entrance exam, so that by within a year or two, you are very thorough with the entrance questions and all that thing. So you appear, and then automatically you can choose as to which college you want to study. And then that will totally design as a total different way in which you will be approaching your career. So these are the professional courses which I discussed about, that is with respect to the chartered accountancy, with respect to the cost accountancy, with respect to the company secretary, and then with respect to the MBA graduation. So in MBA also, one more thing I would like to add is that you can choose which stream you want to, whether you want to pursue an MBA in finance, whether you want to go for an MBA in HR, whether you want to go for MBA in logistics management, or in different fields. There are different multiple, there are around 120 to 130 different streams which are designed in MBA, wherein other than the major subjects, you can professionally choose as to which subject which you want to qualify as an MBA. So that also can be done. So these are the four main different professional courses which are there available for a commerce student. Other than that, Runa, can we move to the second last slide after MBA?
Sure.
Yeah. So what I discussed about was the professional courses. Now the last thing with respect to the other than professional courses is that there are small packages which has been designed with respect to a person. Suppose a person who is not that much capable enough to put long hours of studies, have a long meticulous planning done, or does not have that much of a resource to invest, like for chartered accountancy and cost accountancy, or even if you take this thing company secretary, these courses are not professionally that much costly enough. But when it comes to MBA, it's little bit pricey. So if you feel that you cannot afford these kind of courses, you cannot afford this much of time, this much of planning, then you can go for smaller courses which are designed in such a way that it hardly takes around 5 to 6 months or maybe max 1 year. That is, along with the graduation itself, you can opt for the Tally courses, that is Tally accounting software, or otherwise you can go for the online QuickBooks, Peachtree, that kind of courses, wherein it takes 1 month or 3 months package duration, wherein they give you certificates along with the practical training also on different files, how to manage it. So you can work as a junior accountant, and slowly you can scale up according to your experience and according to your knowledge. You can scale up and be a senior accountant as well as a finance manager in a company, in a multinational companies, or even in small firms also. Then there is something called as basic taxation courses. Suppose if you are interested in, say, being a tax practitioner or being a tax consultant, wherein you are very adjusting, in the sense you are ready to take up and learn every year whatever tax changes are happening, and you're ready to enroll yourself into the basic tax practitioner's course, which is hardly 3 months or 6 months duration. Then you can act as a tax practitioner who can do the accounting work as well as the basic tax planning advisory services to the different people around the world. Then you have always teaching. If you have a passion for teaching, if you love that whatever knowledge you have gained, you should be sharing it with others, then I would say you should go for teaching, because that is where you not only gain knowledge, but you have a sense of a connection with what is happening in the current world. Otherwise, what happens is that when you're in some profession or when you're working somewhere, you automatically get yourself, you get to turn outdated, because you're not abreast with whatever is happening, latest changes which are happening in the world. So if you're in teaching, you're actually running parallel to what is happening in the economy and with respect to the teaching field. So if you want to have a lecture, that is, if you want to have a profession wherein you want to go for teaching and go for a junior college or go for a degree college lectureship, then automatically after post graduation, not with BCom but with post graduation degree, you can appear for NET or SET. Otherwise, you can go for a BA degree, and then go for teaching, and with the teaching profession you can pursue your PhD or MPhil, and all that courses can also be done, which can be enhancing your career. Then there are small certificate courses which are done, like investment banking courses. Then there is something called as fund management courses, portfolio management courses, wherein what happens is that you take a 3 or 6 months of certification courses. You understand as to how the portfolio management functions are done, how you're supposed to advise, how you're supposed to understand the market trends, and then accordingly you can work in different that is hedge companies, as well as in different share trading companies like Geojit hai, otherwise hedge securities are there, as Motilal Oswal is there. Such kind of different share trading companies also hire people who have basic knowledge about portfolio management or hedge management or market management, financial market analysis, who have done. So there are courses available in the market which are 3 months or 6 months duration, which will also help you. Just having a BCom degree, if you go and enter in the market, you are actually no one. So understand this thing and try to add value, not only into your knowledge, but also with respect to the way you're supposed to help yourself as well as the community by enhancing your knowledge and having a little bit of inclination towards the subject which you like. I would never say that you directly go for chartered accountancy course because it's a good course. You should have a passion. You should have a time factor to be kept in your mind that, okay, it's a 3 or 4 years course. Secondly, you should be able to do a planning. Then only you will be able to pursue these courses. Other than these things, then there is something called as appearing for probationary exams. There are a lot of staff selection exams or otherwise probationary officers posts which are given by the banks, public sector banks, even public sector units, even like IOC or HPCL or even infrastructure companies. Man, you go for banks, they all will be having a requirement of having a probationary officer or a clerical post. So there, a commerce student is always having an additional advantage because he understands accounts. He understands what a financial document is, how it is supposed to be read, what ratios are. So these kind of basic knowledge which help you to appear for the clearing that probation officers exams. Once you clear that, your pay scale is also decent, your start in the career is also decent, and slowly from there, based on the banking certification exams which you are once you are over there in the bank, certification exams help you to scale up and further take you to a different level. So this is also available in the market. And these are the basic things which I would wanted to say. If you have any queries or any questions coming up, please do let me know.
Yeah. Student, if you have any queries, just a second, I'll stop.
Maybe you might have to unmute them. Yeah.
Okay, student, any queries, please address it directly to Rani, or you can even type it out in your chat box if you want to. Please feel free to use Hindi, Marathi, English, whatever language you are comfortable in.
मला मराठी पण जमेल हा. तुम्हाला जर मराठी comfortable असेल तर चालेल.
So she's a product of Mumbai. So feel free to address your questions to Rani. Yes. Any questions, students? Lazu naka vichara.
I would say I would like to ask questions now. If they aren't asked. Okay, from among you students now, like we have around more than 30 participants. How many of you have thought about all these courses, or were you aware about all these courses?
Yes, Tanvi, why are you quiet? Tanvi, you're the most vocal otherwise. Yeah, somebody has.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Tanvi, go ahead, please.
Yes, ma'am. I have thought of these courses.
Beautiful.
Okay, Hrithik, also I think he has raised his hands. Hrithik, you want to ask a question? Please go ahead.
He's
No,
muted.
I know the courses.
Acha, you already knew of these courses. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, good.
That means this kind of circle that you have already started thinking about what kind of, you are in first year BCom or
Yes.
second year BCom?
Second year BCom.
Okay, fine. So you are thinking about CA, CS or ICW, that is cost accountancy.
No, I am planning for MBA in finance.
Okay, that's beautiful. Okay, so you have started preparing for the CAT?
No, not yet.
So, okay, so then now you have to plan, huh? Since you are very sure that you want to do MBA, you have to start off with the entrance preparation.
Yes.
Don't go for any institute which provides you MBA degree, huh? If it is,
Yes.
yeah. So somebody was asking, yeah, Hitesh, right? Hitesh was asking.
There is this question in the chat box about student Vinit wants to know about the logistics, career point.
Logistics, in the sense he is actually talking about how to manage. That is, if he's joining in shipping line or if he's joining in the logistic management company. That is what his query would be. I'm not very much thorough about it, but I know there are courses with respect to mainly with respect to the software management. The ERP packages are designed. So if you can get in touch with that kind of companies, you will have more idea about it. I'm not much into it.
Okay. And there is this one question from Deepak Gupta who asks, can you please tell me more about direct entry into CA?
Yeah, direct entry is one wherein what is happening is that, suppose if you are a graduate and you have more than 55%, if you have taken a commerce stream and you have more than 55% of marks, then automatically you can start your articleship and you can appear for intermediate exams. Once you have joined your articleship, within 9 months of articleship, that is post completion of 9 months of articleship, you can go for the intermediate examination. And post intermediate, then you can go for the final exam. So there is nothing called as an entrance exam. The CPT entrance exam is not applicable for a direct entry scheme.
Okay.
Hope I am clear.
There is this question from Hrithik who says, how can I start my career in loan or finance sector?
So for that, since you already have a commerce background, post BCom also you can join for a training with some credit officers. There are small banks which have a direct selling agencies wherein you can work as a apprenticeship for 1 year or so, and automatically you will understand the way the loan files are processed and all that thing. But suppose if you are doing a CA course or even a company secretary course also, then automatically even cost accountancy course also, there also with that course, the articleship period, you automatically will learn as to how to understand, how to analyze the financial statements. The main strength of any loan officer is to understand the financial statements or the credibility or the ability of a person. So these things you will be able to do if you do the professional courses also. Otherwise, you work in any direct selling agency offices for a year or two, and automatically when you practically process all the loan files, you will have an understanding of it. They take trainees for 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees per month. They take trainees so that they will guide you as to how to process the files, and automatically once you're thorough with all that thing, you can go for banking exams. You can go for bank exams, and from there you can go move into the loan department. That way also it can be done. I was a credit manager, by the way, when I was working with ICICI before entering into practice. So that is how I trained many credit officers who are now working with Muthoot, Manappuram and all that financial institutions as credit officers in their payroll.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Welcome.
There is this question from Prathamesh who says, I don't know, probably he joined very late because his question is very elementary. Please tell me about CS.
CS is Company Secretarial course, which is a professional degree which is offered by the Institute of Company Secretaries of India. The course is designed in such a way that there is something called as an foundation program, then there is something called as executive program, then there is something called as a professional program. That is, it's just like an entrance, an intermediate, and a final exam. The entrance, if a person who is a graduate, he need not go for an entrance exam. That is a foundation program. He can directly go for the executive program. Post executive program, you are supposed to do articleship of 21 months, which is a long-term practical training program. 21 months under a company secretarial practitioner, and then appear for the final exams. Final exams and inter exams both comprise of 8 subjects. That is group wise, 2 groups, each group of 4 papers. The exams are conducted twice in a year, that is in June and December. Post qualification, you are a company secretary. There will be small intermediate courses in between the course, which is respect to the EDP, that is the system related training and all, which is a part of the curriculum. And within 3 years, within 3 years max, you will be a company secretary. Hope I was helpful.
Yeah, any more questions, students? Because there aren't any in the chat box at least. So
बोलू शकता तुम्ही, विचारू शकता मला. आज मी आहे इकडे बोलायला.
any other questions, students? I think that will be it, Rani.
But my question was that from this group, is nobody pursuing foundation? That entrance, CPT entrance, has nobody even attempted it?
Yes, students, anybody? Yeah, you can ask that the same question in Marathi in case somebody.
हा, तुम्हाला असं वाटतं, मला असं मला माहित नाहीये, इतकं मुलं इकडे आहे ना, कोणी अजून एंट्रन्स साठी प्रिपेअर केलेलं आहे का? सीपीटीचा एंट्रन्स, सीए साठी किंवा फाउंडेशन प्रोग्राम फॉर कंपनी सेक्रेटरी, असं कुठलाही एंट्रन्स दिलंय का अजून, किंवा प्लॅन करत आहेत का?
Yes, ma'am.
Somebody is asking in the chat box.
Acha.
Whether
I have registered
CA
for
foundation.
June 2021 for CA.
CA entrance, CPT, okay, CPT entrance you are going to
No,
appear
no,
in June.
foundation.
Yeah.
The
That's
question
good.
is it good if I go for a foundation exam for CA from now itself? Because I have registered for June 2021. Priyanka is asking this question.
For June 2021, that is, you are in first year BCom or second year BCom, dear?
First year BCom.
Then you please do. My advice will always be that you pursue the entrance and start your articleship. What happens is that suppose you wait for the completion of BCom, which will, by that time you will be 21, then you go for a 3-year course, then you will be 24, then by the time you clear out, it will be like 25. So instead of that, you can at least save 2 years of your life by starting when you are in first year BCom itself. You can appear for the entrance. Once you have cleared your entrance, you can go for the intermediate. You can at least appear for the one group, clear off and join articleship. So that automatically with the articleship, your graduation course will also happen and you will be clearing your intermediate exams also. So by the time you're in final level, your articleship will also be in the nearing completion stage. That is always advisable. Okay.
Thank you.
I did my post-graduation when I was doing my articleship, because I was not aware about the CA course till I was in BCom. Post completion of BCom, I came to know about the CA course. I started the CA, and along with that, I did my post-graduation. So that within the articleship period, I had completed my post-graduation, my intermediate, and was appearing for my final exam.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Welcome. Azun.
Any more questions?
Nobody thinking about legal degree law? Even for a BCom student, that I might have left out in my PowerPoint presentation, that is a person who is a BCom, if he is interested in law, he can even go for an LLB also. Okay. It is also, I would also say that there also you appear for the entrance so that you get into decent government law colleges, wherein the professors are very well equipped and very thorough with their knowledge and all. And from there, within 2 to 3 years, you can complete your law degree. So BCom with LLB is also an additional advantage.
Yeah. I think there are no more questions in the chat box, and if anybody still wants to ask, students, or else we'll move towards the last part of this talk. Okay, sir. I think then that will be it. So thank you, Rani, for such a comprehensive understanding of the career choices that people have, that students have for commerce. And I'm sure there may be students who may have more queries but are not, maybe they're not comfortable asking it here. In case there are questions that come from them, because I teach them in the first year BCom, and if they want, they can still post questions on my chat box, on my WhatsApp messages, and I will address it to Rani. And if I get the answers, I will pass it on to the students whenever they want the answers. Okay.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for sparing time from your business, from your busy schedule, because I know you have 2 offices to manage and you have children to take care of and so many things that's going on behind the scenes. And actually, she had a small accident 2 days back. A small honeybee stung her on the eye, so I was a bit worried as to, but I think it is okay now.
Yeah, yeah, quite okay. Yeah.
And by the way, I do not know if anybody knows that she's actually my twin, so that also makes me more happy and proud that I could get somebody so close to me to talk to you people. And I'm sure this lecture has been quite meaningful to students and faculty members. Thank you so much, Pitre sir, for sparing time from your busy schedule to come and welcome Rani to this talk. And Radhika also, thank you so much, my colleague Radhika from the Department of English. She's always there, of course. And Raj Mohan sir, thank you so much for assisting me with the technicality of managing this MS Teams. Thank you so much. Other faculty members also who might have joined, because I don't know if they have. And thank you once again to all the participants for coming here, because that also shows that you are interested in your career. You are promising students who think about their future. And all the best wishes to all the students. I'm sure all of you will have a very good careers ahead. And thank you once again to one and all, everybody.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sadhana College, for giving me an opportunity to be there and help guide at least few people from this generation.
It's a pleasure, Rani. Thank you so much.